Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. I am here with LaPetiteADA from Switzerland. Now, we've been chatting little bits and pieces here and there over Twitter for a while now. She's all the way in Switzerland, so you have to excuse the pics. She looks kind of like she's 16-bit today, but that's okay. We're going to get through it as long as we have the voice, which I think we do. But welcome. Do I call you LaPetiteADA, or is there a name I should refer to you as? Like, everybody calls me Crow, but some people call me Jason. It just kind of depends, I guess, on who they are or how they know me. How do you deal with that?
Well, for me, both are fine. My name is Carolina, for those that don't know me or don't know my name yet, but everyone calls me La Petite, so it's also fine for me. So it's the same way as for you, you know. It depends on how I meet people and how they will like to, approach to me.
Okay, fair enough. So I guess because I know you in crypto, I guess I'll call you La Petite, or should I just call you Tiny? I mean, because it's kind of the same thing, right? Like tiny, it doesn't have the same. Okay, so La Petite. You're from Switzerland, but La Petite, is that a French thing, or am I just oblivious? I don't know. Obviously, what do you speak? Swedish?
Well, actually, Switzerland, it's a super petite country, tiny country in the middle of Europe. So we have 4 official languages, which are French, Italian, German, and Retro-Romansh.
I had no idea. Interesting. So,
Yeah.
and just so you know, if it gets awkward, it's because when you say something, I hear you before I see you say it. So it's almost like I'm having a conversation with someone in orbit. But
I see. That's why I was like, I don't know. Wait.
Yeah, and I just realized that's what was happening. So it'll be a little weird, but that's okay because you're like on the other part of the world, I guess. So, so are you living in Switzerland now? Like that's where you're from?
Yes, I was actually born in Venezuela. So, because my family is from Switzerland, but they went there because they had some jobs opportunities. So I was born there, so that's why I speak Spanish too. And I currently live in Zurich, in the German part. So I speak German most of the time.
So you there's not a language that isn't your friend. Apparently, you speak multiple languages. That's very interesting. I don't see you do. Do you have a YouTube channel, or are you primarily Twitter? Especially for somebody that speaks multiple languages, you could crank them all out in multiple languages at a time. I have to use AI for that.
I totally could do more stuff on YouTube. But when I started my journey on Twitter, I just wanted to learn more about crypto because I got I got into crypto in 2020 because some friends told me about it, and I started with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And since I was asking a lot, because there are experts and ITs developers, they told me, hey, you want to be updated, you want to learn more about crypto, go and open a Twitter account and you will learn a lot from other people that are building in blockchain, in Web3. And I said, okay, that's a cool idea. So I started my Twitter journey and it escalated a bit. So I wasn't sure if I was prepared to do more videos, educational videos online for YouTube. Of course, I do want to do that. But as you saw maybe on my profile, I love music and I love to sing. So I think it could be cool for me and will be maybe a better fit if I spread the word using music as a way of communication. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. Maybe you'll see a video on YouTube of me singing in the future.
I think you should switch from it's something I want to do to something I'm doing currently. I think you would have a lot of fun with that. And yeah, there are a lot of ways that you can use music in your craft. And, you know, it's funny because my theme song, my Crow Your Coins, I don't know if you've heard that yet, but that song was actually sung by someone in Switzerland and the producer is in Switzerland. So you
Really?
guys are obviously, yes, you guys are obviously a hotbed for a lot going on. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting when I saw that you were in Switzerland. I'm like, well, son of a gun, there's something to that. And then I listened to your song this morning, Hodl, and I thought, I thought it was really good, but I definitely felt like I was like jamming out in a gay bar, because it was kind of like, you know, it's one of those kind of EDM songs about love and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's the worst or the most difficult part is to try to put a lyric that talks about blockchain, but it also talks to the Web2 crowds, you know? So you can spread the word more and more. So if people, what I want to do with this is to bring these terms of blockchain into the vocabulary of people that are not used to these kind of things, like we did before with internet and texting and WhatsApp and all these kind of terms that we hear often and often in songs, because they get more common in a way. So that's what I wanted to do, but the song should also represent not only blockchain but also other people, so it's easier for me to, you know, to spread the world in a way, you know, like it's not only niche to Web3 or blockchain people. If I
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's actually cute. Is that your first and only track, or do you have multiples out there?
No, that's my first track actually. I did a cover of a Christmas song from the one of from Mariah Carey, and I mixed it with the Buble version. But it was just to test the market and see if people like me singing. So I put the video out there.
It's always good to find out, right, before a whole album, I guess.
I put the video out there. It's in YouTube if you want to hear it. But I mean, summer is coming. Better to wait a little bit until winter hits again. But I will definitely try to put more tracks out there and spread the word with music. And of course, I will love to leverage some cool platforms or projects that are on blockchain, like music related projects, especially on the Cardano blockchain, where I usually do my content, and I am a big fan. As you can see, my name is LaPetiteADA. So yeah, the idea is to leverage as much as projects possible and onboard more people to blockchain.
Well, you know, I actually used to own a record label back in the day, years ago, and you know, I've taken, you know, band from their garage to national tours and you know, playing. I don't know if you've ever seen like Attack of the Show back in the day on G4 TV. You know, I got them playing on there all over the radio, all over the place, and then they just decided they didn't like each other after like all kinds of money and time went in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go be a fight promoter. But what's funny is that you come up with so many different creative ways to try and promote music. And personally, I think if you were to launch a channel, but then just record your own intro, you know, I get so many comments on my intro song and how it's catchy. And, you know, somebody watches one of my videos in the morning and they got the crow your coin shit in their head all day. And I'm like, perfect. That's a part of my evil plan. And it works out really well. You know, I didn't sing it. But yeah, and I actually bought all of the rights to that song so that I could give it away to everybody and just make it downloadable and not get flagged by YouTube, because they were flagging my videos with that track for a while. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So anyway, but yeah, I think it would benefit you quite a bit. And I think that, you know, you said one key word here, which is the reason we're all here. Let's be real, right? One reason is because you're a part of this cult or group of the Cardano girls, which we're going to go into a bit, which I think is cool. I jokingly say cult because I'm just trying to be funny. But you know, well, we're all a part of a cult in Cardano, right? I mean, that's kind of how it all breaks down. But you're a big Cardano buff, and so what you said you got into Bitcoin and then Ethereum, and now you've landed on Cardano. And I'm curious as to what happened. What was the transition from finding Bitcoin, starting to understand blockchain, and then ultimately landing on Cardano as being what I assume to be like your biggest hold, your biggest passion project in crypto?
Yes. Well, actually, as I said, I started with Bitcoin and Ethereum, as much of the people in the ecosystem did. But I'm a big fan of sustainability. So I was drawn to the proof of stake consensus, which is more sustainable as the proof of work consensus. And that's one thing I really liked about Cardano. Also, that they want to bring finance to people that don't have access to that. Like they have a lot of projects in Africa, which I think it's very, very nice. I worked with my pool, my stake pool. I'm a stake pool operator as well, and with a cause that is planting trees in Madagascar. So for me, being able to do that with my pool was something that was a no-brainer for me. And of course, I saw Charles Whiteworth video, and he convinced me. So I flipped all my Bitcoins and Ethereum to Cardano.
Oh, buddy.
Yes. And I do have other, I mean, I believe the future is multi-chain, and I do have other coins, but I'm a big fan of Cardano, since it's also a layer. It's a layer 2 and everything. It's amazing.
What do you think of midnight coming?
Well, midnight, I was expecting something differently, actually, because as if you can see on my name, under my name, it says I'm co-founder of a project called Vault3, which is a token gating solution, and we wanted to make it more decentralized by using midnight, because we thought it was going to be like a private layer. But now that it is a different blockchain, it's a layer 4. It's not that I'm not happy to see this is going on. I'm super excited about Dust and what it's going to bring to the ecosystem, because I mean, it's a layer 4, and we don't know much about midnight, but I'm pretty sure the guys are building something that's going to be very impactful. So yeah, I'm just a bit anxious to know what's going on, what's going to happen. So if you know something, spill the beans.
Even if I did, I probably couldn't say anything, but I don't know that much either. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, Charles and I are best friends. Like Charles said on Twitter how he and I are good friends and things. I'm like, but no, we're not. Like, we don't even talk that much at all. Like, just to be real about it, I don't know anything that the regular public doesn't know. Like, it's not like Charles and I get drunk on scotch at night on Telegram and trade secrets. You know what I mean? It's just that's like not anything. So, and it's like, I like Charles and everything, and I appreciate his words and things, but it's just like half the time it's me messaging Charles and him reading them and not saying anything. Like, that's pretty much our relationship. And so I don't really know anything about midnight that isn't already out there in the general public. And so for me, I get really amped up and I get really excited and I want to know more, but of course nobody's telling me anything. Like, I'll try and message Charles and I'll say, hey, come on, what's the deal with this? And you'll read it and go away. And it's like, yeah, I'm nobody to Charles, right? Like, and so it's just kind of like, it's frustrating because I want to know, and things seem to be so drip fed slowly. And and I'm in the dark like everyone else. Everybody loves to think that I've got all the answers that and I'm like, I don't, I'm into Cardano because I actually read all of their shit back in 2017, contrary to most people who they just read a couple headlines and they wait for the community to tell them what to buy. And at the time, nobody was into Cardano, but I actually sat and I read all of these boring documents until everything started clicking. And I'm like, no, this is going to take over. Like, this is the right way to do things. And, in hindsight, we know, well, it takes a little longer, right? Things don't happen as quickly. You don't put in $1 and pull out 10,000 in 24 hours, like a lot of the shit tokens. But they are building something very, very special. And while not everything that comes to market is exactly the way, many of us put these grand ideas in our own heads, based off of our FOMO and our passion and our, just these narratives that we create for the blockchains that we love, right? We want them to take over the world tomorrow. And I've learned that you have to be more realistic when it comes to Cardano, in the sense that what they're doing in a very strong, powerful way and in a very big way, but they're doing it in a very accurate way, which I think in the grand scheme of things is going to mean a lot more than them throwing a bunch of these grandiose ideas out on the blockchain, half broken, just, full of bugs and issues and security flaws, and like a lot of these other blockchains. And they say, see, we did what you thought, as opposed to, well, you thought this, it's actually kind of this, but it's done perfectly. And I'm okay with that. But I understand what you're saying completely.
Yeah, me too. I totally agree with you. Cardano being a third generation blockchain and having this solid basis. And I think, a lot of people said is they're building super slow. But if you don't have solid foundations, why do you want to be so quick? It's like the rabbit and the turtle. At the end, the turtle is the one that's going to win, because you have solid foundations. You have a goal and you're going to achieve it. And that's why I really like Cardano as well. Besides all of the other cool things I told you before, banking down banked and all these cool things that are going on in the ecosystem. Even though it's a bit slow for some other change, I think this is the way to go as well. If you don't have solid foundations, you're not going anywhere. Because, we have seen that already with other blockchains. They have been hacked, they have problems, and you haven't seen that on Cardano. And that's why I really love Cardano as well. So I'm very excited to see what's going on, or what will happen with Midnight, because it is the same guys building, but they're improving in a way. So let's see how can this other blockchain will bring to Cardano, and how can we participate together. And as I said before, I also think that the future will be multi-chain, because everyone believes on something and every blockchain is solving one problem, or we all have like the same goal, which is achieve decentralization. And they are doing this in their own way. And I respect that. It is super cool. So that's why I believe it's going to be multi-chain. And in a way, we have to try to work together and build the future.
Absolutely. When I look at a lot of these other blockchains out there, I've gotten to the point where, so you got into crypto in 2020. And so I had kind of a 3-year head start, and I've seen so many of these projects make just an amazing list of promises, only to fall short on everything, if not completely rug and disappear. And it's been very, very difficult for me, because a lot of my content back then was, these 10 tokens could 100x, and look at this and look at that. And here's all these shiny things, right? And typically what you realize is that all those shiny things are just gold-plated shit, right? And it's like you get so frustrated with it, because you think, well, this is going to do really well because this is an amazing idea, and look at this team, and look at their white paper, and look at how they're going to build everything. And then you realize it's just a lot of smoke and mirrors, and you pull the curtain and you just see the Wizard of Oz, and he's got all your money, and so it's like it makes for less engaging content, because I just don't do a lot of that anymore, because I just don't believe in a lot of this crap. Because if you've got 1,000, venture capitalists go into everything. Basically, they might invest in 35 different projects, expecting 2 to 5 to do very well, and supersede all of the losses of the other investments, right? And just do phenomenally well. And I feel like in crypto, it's very, very different. If there's one thing I've learned, is it's almost like 2 and 5 out of 100 projects might do very well, and out of those, only 1 or 2 of them is actually going to withstand the next bull cycle and continue developing. right? So it's like, if you don't know when to get out, if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't matter if a project goes to the moon. And then the other side to that is you have all of these venture capitalist controlled projects where they're pumping all this money into it initially. Then they're pumping new money after the old money to bump up what they've already invested until they get profitable. And then they just dump, and nobody knows when they're going to dump, because it has nothing to do with the cycles. It has to do with when they put their money in, at what price point they put it in, what they are able to do to get that value up. They dump it, and then it's on its own. And those are typically the projects that just fall by the wayside in the bear market. When everyone else is developing, they've got nothing left. And so many people take a bath on that kind of thing, and they rinse and repeat, and they do that shit over and over. And that's one of the reasons why I stay away typically from projects that are heavily venture capital controlled, which Cardano is not. And so, you know, I could ramble obviously forever, which I try not to do in any of my videos, because I feel like there's so much to say, and it does get frustrating when you see people that are, you know, they're really bullish on one project or another, but they don't really know why, other than maybe the number go up or whatever, and they don't yet understand the nuances of that. So yeah, I'm glad you're really excited about Cardano, and you're strong. You're really strong. I mean, we need to get you a better we need to get you closer to the US so that you're not 16-bit. We need to bring you into 4K HD, and then, you know, put that mind to use for everyone, because you obviously learned, like, you're well learned in a lot of this stuff. So, and now tell me, what is this Cardano girls thing? Because I think this is cute. I saw a video pop up with like a girl in a mustache or something, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's like there are different memes going on. Is this like a coordinated effort, or is it just something all of you females and Cardano slap on and say, yes, I'm part of this group? Like, how you know, how do I get in on that?
Well, it was super spontaneous. Lily, it's one of the community members. She's also a very nice girl. She saw a video online of a bunch of girls doing, I'm a crypto girl, of course, So she saw the video. She sent it to a bunch of girls in the Cardano ecosystem, and she asked us like, hey, do you want to do something similar talking about Cardano? And if you are on board, send me the video, like you have until tomorrow to send it. So a few of us said yes, because it was on the weekend. We did the video, she put it all together, and she launched it. And since there's not a lot of women in the ecosystem or in the blockchain space, we are bringing more women. Of course, we're very happy that all women are joining. So I would love to invite more women to blockchain. And we just did it, and the ecosystem loved it. So everyone retweeted. Every girl in the ecosystem started to post about the Cardano girls. The hashtag went super viral, and it was something super spontaneous, where we might like to do something in the future again all together. Maybe create kind of more content, more stuff together. If we can spread the word about Cardano and how cool it is, we will definitely do it. We're still thinking or talking about how can we do it, since we had this cool video out there and a lot of engagement. But
you need a Cardano girls NFT collection.
That's a great idea, actually.
Y'all
I will
partner
bring
up.
that up to the girls.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You got an NFT collection for everything nowadays. Why not the Cardano girls? I would pick some up. I think everybody probably would, because if you want to talk about rarity, it's girls in Cardano or girls in crypto. I mean, let's be real about it, right? So why do you think, is it the whole like women are, you know, more risk averse than men, or like why do you think there are so few women in the blockchain space? And what's interesting is the ones that are all smart. It's like you're all wicked smart, and you're all very like with it, and you understand things. But why do you think that those numbers are so few, when you've got a whole bunch of degen idiot guys all over crypto, just here, take all my money, fuck my mortgage? Like why do you think there's such a discrepancy between the two?
Well, I think it's not because of blockchain itself. I think it's something a bit bigger than that. It happens as well in the business world. More and more women are coming to the space, or coming to blockchain, also to the business world, like studying. But you have to think that there are still countries that don't give girls the opportunity to be financial. Oh, I forgot a word in English. To be like,
Financially independent.
exactly, thank you. To be financially independent. And so, of course, if we have this problem nowadays, less girls will jump into the space. But we are, with the future, I think it will be definitely different. I don't think girls are afraid to jump in. I just think they're just maybe not used to that, and with the time they will start jumping into the business, into trading, into learning more about blockchain, as it happened before with the internet. I'm pretty sure guys started first because of the opportunities girls had at the time, and at some point girls jumped in, and now you have a lot of girls working, using internet, surfing on the internet, making money out of the internet. So I think this is going to happen as well with blockchain.
I think the numbers are definitely going up a little bit, piece by piece. But I think, back in the day, I had this little group called Glock. I call it was hashtag Glock. It was the gorgeous ladies of crypto. I had like Wendy O and just a group of the gals that I knew in crypto. And it was funny because I actually did a thumbnail with me wearing a wig, and it was just trying to, get attention. And you have, and like, some of my favorite girls in crypto are like Wendy O and Trade Travel Chill. She's an Aussie. She's an Australian trader who just literally travels all over the world. She shows you her trade setups, and she's like, and I'm in Dubai, I'm in Thailand, I'm in, like, she's just literally all over the place. And she's just so stinking good, and I love watching her. I love her accent too. It's like listening to her in the morning to see like what's going on. She's finally doing regular content on YouTube. She's normally on TikTok. But and it's like I see a lot of the women that in crypto really have a lot more to offer than it, I guess. How do you say that? Because I kind of have like Tourette's of the brain sometimes. I just spit out things, and my wife thinks I'm on the spectrum. And I say things that make sense in my head, but they might come out weird. But it's just like there are so few women in crypto, and you kind of see there's like a handful of them, and the ones that are in the space are so good at what they do. You kind of wonder, like, why is that? Why is it such a, there's just such a small number, and like, where are you all? Like, really, like, I really would like to see more women in crypto. And I know that there's a lot of psychology behind investing in general. And it's just like, if a woman has $10, she wants to make sure she's secure. She's got this figured out and that figured out. A guy has $10. He's like, I need a pack of cigarettes and a malt liquor or something. Like, they just don't care. But I think that there's a mentality associated with, I think, the guy is like, well, if I need $10, I'll go make $10. And a woman might think, well, I have $10. I need to put that to work, and I need to make sure that everything that I need done is taken care of with that $10. And there's, in crypto, because it's so sketchy sometimes and it's so risky, I have to wonder if it's the lack of education in crypto. And do you get where I'm going with this, or am I as lost as I think I am verbally? Because
no, of course.
I'm trying to figure out how
I
to
do
bridge
believe
this gap.
education is it's a key to onboard more women and also guys, because it's a bit of abstract for most of the people that are not used to all these new terms and stuff. So I think, yeah, education will be something that will bring more girls to the space. And I think empowering women to join crypto, to join blockchain, it's something that we all need to do. when I started my journey, I wasn't sure it was. I mean, I'm not a techie person. I don't have a techie background. I studied dentistry back in the day, so it's had nothing to do with computers and stuff. So for me to understand all of these things took me time and a lot of research. And of course, I had a lot of friends that helped me out to to understand, and I could ask them, and afterwards I joined Twitter, which helped me a lot. So if you want to see more people on the space or in blockchain, I think what we could do is to spread the word and tell them, hey, come on, join. Bring in, if they see someone doing it with, like I said before, I don't have a techie background, but I'm here, I'm learning. I learn every day something new. Blockchain, I believe blockchain is here to stay. So I would love to invite you, girl, join as well and learn. And you're gonna be super happy. The community, the crypto community is super nice. I understand there are some people here that only wants to make some money, but after you see the value of blockchain, you will be a true fan of the technology. And if girls see more girls joining, I think that will bring more. It's going to be like a domino effect, you know.
Yeah, I think I think a big part of my my issue is I see so many people missing out. You know, even to this day, you can ask somebody, somebody will say, well, what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm a crypto guy. I'm a crypto investor, and I talk on YouTube and I try and help people make money. Oh, crypto. You talking about Bitcoin stuff? Yeah, the Bitcoin stuff. Oh, isn't that a scam? I thought that was a scam. Like, my cousin bought in, it was like $60,000, and it like turned around and now he's got like $300, and he sold it, and he was so and it's like, you hear this stuff and all you hear is just ignorant, like and not ignorant in the sense of like as it being an insult, but just truly ignorant. It's not knowing, not understanding, right? And then you have to go through the whole rigmarole of explaining the cycles and why this happened and why that happened. And, and it's just like the general consensus, if you will, to all of the layman's is that, people pump a bunch of money into it until it crashes, and then everyone that bought in at the top loses their ass, right? And then you're just kind of left wondering what happened to me. Yeah, that's kind of true. Like, everybody's first cycle is generally the trickiest one because it's the one that plants the seed. Because depending on where you get in, this happened to me. I got in, and you watch it all just go screaming to the moon. You don't realize there's going to be a peak or a top. You think it's going to go up forever. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day and everything's dropped 20%. You don't know why. And then it dropped 30 and 40 and 50 and all the way down. And you're like, holy cow, this is just like a falling knife, and I got to get out and do it. And then, like, when I first sold Bitcoin, it was after it peaked at 20 grand, and I sold it at 8,400, because I was just watching it come down. And I'm like, holy cow. Yeah. So it's stuff like that I think does tend to shy people away. I think, what do you think would be the biggest catalyst to bringing more women in the space in a way that resonates with them and that really does inspire them, outside of like number go up? Obviously, it's a techie field, right? Even if you say, I'm not a techie person, but you understand layer 1, layer 3, layer 4, you understand a lot of the nomenclature and the terminology associated with it. How did you do that? Is it just from reading a bunch of shit? Like, I just read a bunch of shit I didn't understand until I did understand it. You know what I mean? How did you kind of bridge that gap between like, I'm just LaPetite to I'm LaPetiteADA? Like, how did you figure all that out?
Well, as I said before, I had some friends that helped me out with some techie stuff, especially when it's super technical. But what I did, my journey was, I saw a bunch of videos on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is great if you want to learn stuff. And every time I did not understand a term or a word, I just Google it. And most of the times you have a pretty nice answer there. It's very important as well to understand that each blockchain sometimes have their own nomenclature, their own kind of things. But I will recommend to start in the basics with the terms that every blockchain has, like what's blockchain, how does it work, what is a proof of stake consensus, what is a proof of work consensus, why Bitcoin is like it is, why is Ethereum like it is, and then try to niche down what crypto you like, learn more about the blockchain you are very interested into, and then jumped into other chains and try to bridge that out and see, hey, well, I really like what Cardano is bringing to the table. Let's see if there's some similarities in another blockchain. And that's how I did it. And I will totally recommend using YouTube, being on Twitter, being online, so you can understand what's happening on the blockchain as well, because it is a community. And I do believe if women will get more and more power with the time, and they will feel confident enough to join and invest their own money in crypto or in stocks or whatever, so they can achieve financial oh, you said that word before and I forgot it again. Independency, yes, financial independency, which I'm seeing it here in Switzerland. A lot of girls, when I talked about crypto here, it's totally different if I talked about crypto in Venezuela with my Venezuelan friends. It's they are not very familiar with that, even though in Venezuela Bitcoin is a big thing, Bitcoin mining. But not all the girls are familiar with that. But here, it's totally a different picture, because every time I talk about crypto, everyone have heard about it. Everyone, maybe because most of them are into the financial stuff and in banking, so they know how they know how the market works and everything, and they know about the technology, and more banks are adopting blockchain stuff. They're recruiting more blockchain experts, so they can. I mean, even the Credit Suisse has an NFT collection, and the Post here, the Post Office has also an NFT collection for stamps and stuff. So I do believe education is the key to onboard more people, guys and girls. So I totally support people that do educational content. I try to educate also as well, and try to write down the things that I understood, very simple, so everyone can understand as well. And maybe the way I write it, or the way I use analogies, or the way I express myself will help people to understand what's blockchain. So I try to balance my content too, and put some not only fun stuff, pictures and whatever, but also educational stuff, so people could if you came to my profile because of the song I just put out there, then my goal will be, if you like my music, I hope you can also learn a little bit about blockchain and be part of this whole movement that will change the world.
Yeah, I commend you. I think you're doing great. You're definitely getting started, like in a really cool way on Twitter. I used to only use Twitter to spam people. Like I back when I was in the real estate and mortgage industry, I just, I had automated things that would run my Twitter for me, and I didn't know any. I didn't start using Twitter until I got into crypto, and I watched the numbers go up on Twitter. I'm like, well, son of a gun, I guess this is what you're supposed to do with it. Build an audience. Okay. I'm really bad anymore with a lot of that stuff because I'm so busy. And I see you're the co-founder of Vault 3. Is that your staking node on Cardano, or is that something else?
No, that's actually my project. I'm working with these other two friends that got me into crypto. We created a project called Vault 3, which is a token gated solution. That means you can share data, exclusive data, with your token holders. So if you own a token or an NFT, and the artist wants to share an exclusive video or an exclusive experience with the holders of this particular NFT, you can just go to Wall3 to the link, put your connect your wallet, and if you have the token, you have access. And if you don't, you as an artist, you can customize the call to action so people can get access to this exclusive content. And we're not only having NFTs or tokens. You can customize everything. The access conditions could be a wide list of addresses or fungible and non-fungible tokens. And we also want to implement Web2 stuff like Twitter followers or YouTube followers. So it works very similar. Like, I don't know if you know this solution called WeTransfer, where you just transfer big files and it generates a link. Yeah, it generates a link or something. It works the same. The UI is very, very similar. And it's a way to do marketing with your project, with your art. I mean, I could launch a song, and if you buy the song on a record store in Cardano.
Did you just say record store?
Yes, on Cardano, there's a project called Noom, and they have a record store where you can buy collectibles. So
you're taking me back 20 years. I haven't heard the term record store. I mean, we have digital now. They still call this stuff record stores. You know, the records that were like vinyl, you know, round giant discs you put on a little device. That's like saying a rotary phone, like, to me. But okay, record store. I like the way you say it. I just haven't seen a record store in forever, but that's cool. If you go to the record store to buy
vinyls are super cool. So that's why these guys from Noom on Cardano, they took that concept and put it into blockchain, so you can have collectibles in the blockchain. So if you buy this collectible, which is an NFT with a cool utility, which is music, I could share exclusive content or exclusive video talking about what inspired me to make this song, if you have this song on your wallet, for example. So it's a pretty cool thing that we are building. We're building right now our SDK, so other projects could implement it to their website, and also a Dashmin word for the people that are using it, and you can create your own space. So what we're doing as well is we also have token gated forms, which is if you want to gather, for example, all the addresses of your token holders because you want to send some merch, you could use it as well. So you have to connect your wallet and see the solution will see if you have access or not. In this case, if you have the token or not. And then you can type down your address so you can receive the merch. So you don't have to do this, send me one ADA to see if this wallet is yours, and I send you the ADA back so you know who is having the token and who not. So yeah, we're kind of solving that part, but it's a very new term that people don't understand much because token gating is very abstract. But I'm taking the responsibility to make it a little bit more easy to understand for everyone to use it in the future.
That's very cool. Yeah, we had to build a custom token gate for Soblox, my social media platform that we're very slowly grinding away on. And, you know, it doesn't have nearly the functionality you've explained in yours. So I'd actually be I'll have to check that out. Is it vault3.io or .com?
.io.
.io. Okay. All right. Well, I really appreciate your time and like hanging out with me for a while and just kind of getting to know the person behind the face on Twitter. And, check out the song, folks, HODL. It's on Spotify. I pulled it up. I was listening to it before we logged on. I'm like, I didn't know she had a song. Well, she's a singer and a model and a Cardano enthusiast. They're like, what is it? She's all over the place. And a co-founder of Vault3, a token gateway system. So one last question though, and then I'll let you go about your day, because I know it's really early for you. I think, and I know it's early for me, because I'm never really working this early. Typically I work at night.
Oh, sorry,
So,
my bad.
oh, no, it's okay. It's fine. Folks, you have no idea how difficult it is to track this person down and get her actually on video. Okay, she's like a sleuth, a ninja in the day and the night. No, I'm kidding. We finally got it figured out. The Vault3, you said the SDK. Are the SDKs available for developers now to work with, or are you still finalizing that?
It's coming pretty soon. I think it's going to be ready at the end of Q2, beginning of Q3. So stay tuned to my channel or on Twitter, LaPetiteADA or Vault3. We also have our channel on Twitter. We also have a Telegram group and everything, and a website. And by the way, it's for free. You can use it whenever you want. For now, it's for free because we want to, to spread the word. People should use it. We are gathering inputs and feedbacks. So go ahead and use it and share some exclusive data with your token holders or with your friends using your wallet, because it's pretty easy to use. And if you have any recommendations, super open to listen.
Well, I'll tell you right now, real quick, I'm building a trading card game on Cardano that just entered playtesting last night. And something like Vault3 might come in handy for us, because we're actually building it so that people will be able to license the engine and everything we built for this game so they could create their own games on Cardano. So this might be something we'll talk more. We'll figure something out.
Definitely.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, just, you can see her name right here, LaPetiteADA. Just do a quick search on Twitter. She pops right up. It's the first thing that pops up. Give her a follow, subscribe, and check out what she does. Super cool. Ultimately, I would love to have all of the girls of Cardano on here and just get to know more and figure out how we can crack this code about getting more females into blockchain, because we need more, because I'm tired of just talking to dudes all the time, talking about meme tokens. Okay. But I really do appreciate you coming on with me. And if there's any final things you want to say, let me know. But I think we covered everything. Is there any final notes?
Just to agree with you in the last thing you said, definitely happy to have more females joining the space here, because diversity brings innovation, and we're innovating with blockchain. So just join the space. And thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. And I'm super glad we had the time and we coordinated this call super quick. It was awesome. Thank you, Jason.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Yes, thank you. I'm definitely glad we did this. And don't be afraid, ladies. Get into the crypto space. Listen, every one of us has to start with nothing and no understanding. It's just a matter of time. You put in the time, you're going to make the money, you're going to learn the tech, and you're going to be a part of the future of the disruption of the world. Ha, 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 ha. Until next time, guys and gals, thanks for joining us. Crow your coins, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye. Thank you.